welcome back to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today we're working on this little travel trailer. Only thing I know is it has electrical issues. That's all I know. We had to run 150 foot of extension cord to plug it in, just because I didn't feel like dragging the generator out because there was power available over there. Yeah, so this thing, it's not starting out well. So let me put it that way. It's just not as it can. We already put the awning back together. I was told the awning was broke. No, it just flew apart. we put it back together, and it should somewhat work. I know one thing. It's a good thing Cameron ain't 2 inches taller.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I want to mention real quick. We should have 10,000 subscribers here pretty soon. In the next few weeks after you see this video. So let's see if we can get to 10,000 subscribers. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to give some stuff away to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. And now I want you to understand, I watch a lot of bigger channels, and it seems like once they start giving stuff away, there's a lot of trolls. So if you get an email from me, or you get some kind of message on anyway that you think is from me, if it is not spelled correctly, and 99% of my conversations with people, the punctuation's all right too. If you get a message that you think is not from me, saying you won something and I want you to pay something for shipping, it's not from me. When we do give something away, I will let you know, probably on a video by name, that hey, you've won a prize, and you need to contact me through the Hillbilly RV WV at gmail.com email, and then we will exchange personal information, and I will ship you your item that you won free of charge. There won't be any shipping charges. If I'm gonna give you something, I'm gonna give you something. So just be cautious, because like I say, there seems like there's getting to be a lot of trolls out here on YouTube. So don't get took by these clowns, okay? So anyhow, we're gonna get started here. This thing does have an electric water heater. I don't know if there's any water in the water tank, so we need to see if we can figure out which breaker, because it's not marked which one goes to the water heater, so we can cut it off before we plug it in, because I don't want to burn up the element. So let's see what we can figure out here. No, it's not electric, bud. You seen 110 wires? I don't see any. Cameron looked, he thought the water heater was 110. It's not. It's gas only. So we don't have to worry about it. Here's our converter. So let me get situated here, and Cameron's going to go around and plug this thing in, and then we're going to see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Set this meter up here. Hopefully y'all can see it. Let's go in here and catch a ground. It's one of our bare wires. And let's go right here. This should be our short cord coming in. Let's see here. We got 180 volts. That seems a bit high. How can we have 180 volts? There's 400 volts. No, that's got to be millivolts. All right, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Yeah, we got 150 millivolts. Okay. You always got, with the auto ranging meter, and I forget to, you always got to make sure that you're not looking at millivolts. So let's check from neutral over to the power. And we still have millivolts. We got 284 millivolts. So we have no power coming in from the shore cord. So let's go outside. We had to run 150 foot of extension cord from over there. Let's see if we have any power on our extension cord. Stick our new handy dandy meter on there. And look at there, we got 0. Okay, we're gonna have to get the generator out. I didn't want to do that, but we're gonna have to. Let's see if we have any power here now. Got 125 volts now. That'll help, I bet you. Alrighty.
Yeah, we just got this one.
Oh, okay, it was off then. Okay, so here's our shore cord coming in. Hopefully y'all can see that. 125 volts. This one's coming out of a breaker. It's 125. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. That's the last one. No, that's the last one. Okay. Alright. So we know we got good AC power now. Let's put our meter on DC. Getting the cover off for the converter side over here so we can get to it. Alrighty. So there's our power wire and our neutral and our ground from the AC to the DC side. Now, meter's on DC. Let's see if we got anything over here at all. We don't. So, that means we've got a bad converter. Alright, the gentleman is in a hurry to get his get this camper ready to rent. So we're gonna have to put a deck mount converter over in here and run our 12 volt wires and stuff over here. So yeah, it's gonna require a little bit of wiring, but should work. We'll get this guy going so he can rent this little cutie out to some lucky soul for Saturday. So we're gonna get some stuff situated here, and then we'll be right back.
Alright, so we've got this female plug here. Just gonna start wiring this up with some 110 wire. Do this up on an elevated surface so we're not nailing down. You got these 3 screws right here. They will need to come out so that it can separate like this. There you go, now that cover comes off, and so now we've got all these terminals exposed. They will be going through the middle. Green is your ground, and then, see if I remember this correctly, white is gold, black is silver.
Negative.
No, flip that around. Black is gold, white is your silver.
Yep, neutral.
So right now, Kenny's just getting this wire ready. This single strand is just a lot easier to use a knife to cut that coating off.
If you're working with stranded wire, you need a good set of Klein strippers, like you'll find in my Amazon store. Don't forget to slide your doohickey on before you start. How's it? Oh. But it's just going to be a whole lot easier just to get that black thing out of the way. Still got to go on here though.
Yep.
Got to go on here. He set it over to the side. All right, he's going to finish up. So y'all pay attention now. He's going to learn y'all something. Did you tell him why we're doing this?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not.
Yeah, well, we're, I don't have a converter, what would normally be called a bottom section for that converter back there. This is some oddball converter, and I don't have that converter. Even though this one's wouldn't be a bottom, it would be a side. So we're just going to mount a deck mount converter right there behind the converter in the panel box where we have plenty of room. And this is to get our AC wiring to our converter. Because the deck mount converters just have, you know, they have a plug-in on them where you're supposed to plug it into an outlet. So we had to build our own outlet. And we're going to run the power back there to the outlet, and that's how we're going to power our converter. Because as y'all saw, we had 110 volt AC going into the converter, but we did not have any DC coming out of the converter. So if the AC is going in, DC not coming out, you got a bad converter. I know my converter videos are very popular videos.
There's this, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you go right ahead.
There's this little notch right here that lines up. It's pretty hard to see, but it's there. There's a little indentation on the last part of this that you line that up with, and everything should slide together, and that should line the screws up for you. So let's see about all that. Well, you gotta do the exact same thing from this little piece into the plug, which I completely forgot about. So our job's not quite over here to actually redo that. Alright, so once again we're going to find this little dot here. There you go. And line it up with this indentation right here, which I should have noticed the first time.
You're not messing up, are you?
Nuh-uh.
No.
Never.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Since when have I?
Never. Nah, that's not true, folks. I mean, if you're doing stuff, you're gonna mess some stuff up. You know, if you ain't doing nothing, hey, you're gonna be perfect. But if you're doing stuff, you ain't gonna be perfect. Nobody's gonna be perfect. Not me, not Cameron, not you, or not anybody you know. If you're doing stuff, you're gonna have a boo-boo every now and then. You just fix it, go on with life. That's all you can do.
Alright.
So now we've got a place to plug our converter in.
Yep.
We just got to run. We got to run from inside the power distribution box to this, and we'll have it made. Figure out our 12 volt wires. I'm just going to run the end of this wire right through one of these string release, just like that. It is so hot and muggy here today. Can't keep the lens clean, and it don't want to focus. 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 Man. Focus. It just does not want to focus today, folks. I guess I forgot to push the record button a while ago. Sorry. I don't know if I could suck any more at making videos than what I do. I really don't. Maybe I could. I don't know. Seems like sometimes when I go to editing videos, I'm like, goodness gracious. Why would anybody want to watch this mess? Because sometimes it's just a complete train wreck. Seems to me like. And I just don't know. We do the best we can, folks. That's all we can do. Sometimes our best just don't seem like it's much, but honestly, it's the best we can do. Okay, there's our new wire for our outlet. We've got a wire with a wire nut on it here, so we're just going to stick the black wire, the load, under that. Just like so. And I'm just using this wire nut because it was here. We didn't have to go to the truck and get nothing. Yeah, we could have used a Wago, but we didn't. All right, now got to get our neutral and our ground wire under the plugs. And this part will be done. Getting our 12 volt out of the converter over here to the new converter might be a bit of a trick. I don't know. But we're going to find out here in a few minutes. So our new outlet is wired now. Plug our converter in. And all this will just stuff back in here somewhere. And yeah, I know, if there's any real electricians out there, you're cringing when you see these panel boxes on these RVs, but I mean, there's just not much you can do in here, really. There's no room. They don't give you any room inside this panel box to do it properly. So you just have to run the wires, stuff them in wherever you can stuff them in. Now these are 110 volt wires that used to run over to the converter. I'm just going to snip them off. I'm going to leave the ground and neutral because it don't matter. Alright, yes. This yellow wire came out of the converter, goes to this little board with all these fuses. That's what we need to power. So I'm going to reach back in here, snip that off as long as I can. Alright, so that is what we need to get our 12 volt power out of our new converter onto, and then it should power power all these fuses right here. Okay, found a piece of wire. We'll run it through from the back side of the converter. Hook it to that yellow wire that should power all those fuses. I hope. We'll find out very shortly if I'm right or I'm wrong. Oh, I had my heart procedure yesterday. Of course, this is going to be, you're going to be watching this probably a couple weeks from now, but it went well. One good shock, heart went right back into rhythm. Now we just got to hope that it stays that way. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it stays that way. So here's our new deck mount converter. It's only 3 wires goes on this. Your positive, your negative, and a ground, and a chassis ground. So here's our new positive that we just ran. Put that under that screw and snug it up good. And Cameron just brought me a piece of ground wire. Put it under there. Run it right down to our ground lug down there on the floor, where all of our 12-volt grounds start from. Hopefully I'll be able to get you a shot of that here in a minute. Or maybe it won't too. It's hard to say for sure. And all we have to do is run a ground, a chassis ground, over to the body of the converter, and our wiring will be complete. We can test this theory, see if it's all right, because it's all Cameron's idea to do this.
Yep, all my idea.
So if it don't work, we know whose fault it is. Cameron's. Yeah, I'm just gonna reach down in there and put this ground wire on. Maybe I'll get you a shot of it here in a minute. It's kind of far down in here. So way down in there, where all the white wires are, is our 12-volt ground bus bar. Here's our chassis grounds. Cameron went to go get me a big blue butt connector, or not a butt connector, but a wire nut. Put those together. There's our new converter and all the wiring. And there's the plug that we're going to plug right into that end that Cameron put on there for us. Alrighty. Just plug our new converter in, like so. We're gonna go start the generator started, and then we're ready to test. We will be right back. All right, meter set on DC. I'll reach in here and catch a ground. I'll start flipping breakers on. I believe this one here should turn the converter on, because the water pump is running. We just popped the fuse. Don't know what that was all about.
There's some weird sounds coming from it.
We got lights. So we know we got 12 volt now, but I don't know why we popped that fuse. Or is that fuse really popped? Yes, it really is popped. Okay. Alright, just to prove to you that we now have 12 volt at 13.6 on all of our breakers, or on all of our fuses, sorry. Okay, alright, well that part's fixed. Now we got to figure out what fuse number 2 goes to and why it popped the fuse. All right, so if we don't find anything real exciting with that fuse that popped, that's gonna be it on this one. It wasn't bad, was it, Cam?
No.
I must be feeling better because I just, rather than let Cameron do everything, I just jumped in there and did it. So it's hot down here today, though. Oh my goodness, we are sweating like crazy. So hopefully y'all are not sweating, but if y'all are, get down there and sweat us up a comment or a criticism or a concern or a
hallucination,
and we're gonna figure out what's wrong with that fuse, and if it's not something too awful important, it may just not get a fuse. And that's gonna be it for this one. We're gonna go up the road and fix another one, and y'all have a fantastic day. All right, we actually do have some overtime. When I opened this door, this is where the stereo's at. If you could smell that smell right now, found a problem, Cam. Stick your nose up in there, bud.
I don't even have to.
I think the stereo is smoked. So we're gonna go back here behind the stereo, see if we can find the power wire, cut the power wire, because that circuit may power something else, and but we're gonna cut the power wire to that thing because it smells hideous. It smells like burn up electronics. So hope y'all include, and I hope y'all like this overtime on this video. But there was our culprit, because what we've done, I went to the door, it said fuse number 2 was the stereo, and I opened that door and I was like, oh, I know it's the stereo. So yeah, catch y'all later.